We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be out.
Adam Silver just watched the WNBA's Golden Goose reveal she's missing the All-Star Game due to another injury. And the timing couldn't be worse. With CBA negotiations falling apart and lockout threats approaching, Clark's absence from the league's biggest weekend has NBA leadership gravely concerned. The warnings are coming from the top. Do you believe Adam Silver is correct to be concerned about how the WNBA is preserving their biggest asset during this important time? Let me break down what just transpired and why this is extremely devastating for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark said Thursday afternoon she will not play in Saturday's All-Star Game or Friday's three-point contest after aggravating a right groin injury Tuesday, but here's the kicker. This isn't just any weekend. Is happening precisely in the thick of CBA discussions that might determine whether the WNBA even has a 2026 season.
I'll leave the specific question about the fouls to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, other than as a fan, obviously, you know, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly.
Adam Silver has previously declared, "Of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league." And watching the WNBA's top star miss their main event due to injury mismanagement has to be raising some serious warning lights. When you've got a commissioner from a partner league openly voicing concerns about player treatment, that's not simply friendly counsel.
She would be. Shortly before the show, Clark released this statement through the Fever's social media account saying that she's so excited for Indiana to host WNBA All-Star this weekend, and that she says she knows that this is going to be the best All-Star yet. But she does go on to say how incredibly sad and, quote, disappointed she will not be able to participate, adding, quote, "I have to rest my body. I'll still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all of the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team."
The timing of Clark's injury news is absolutely devastating for the WNBA, and it's time to call out the people responsible for this calamity. Kathy Engelbert has been an unmitigated failure as commissioner when it comes to protecting the league's most important asset. Sports columnist Christine Brennan has openly called out Engelbert, claiming the way she has difficulties talking about Caitlin Clark, or, if she's questioned about Caitlin, she'll say Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel, no, she was asked about Caitlyn.
In terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel, you know, she was asked about Caitlin. This incredible inability to deal with the facts and to state the obvious, it is astounding to me how Kathy Engelbert doesn't come out after the Marina Mabry hit and say that's unacceptable, the refs got it wrong. Okay, should have been kicked out then, you weren't, but now.
This is the commissioner who's supposed to be promoting the league's biggest star, and she can't even mention Clark's name without deflecting to other players. That's not leadership. That's organizational incompetence. At the highest level, the analytics tell the ugly truth about what happens when Clark is out of the lineup. Nationally televised WNBA viewership is down 55% since her injury, with Fever national TV games plummeting from 1,810,000 average viewers before her injury to just 847,000 viewers since her injury. That's a 53% decline that equals millions of dollars in lost revenue. And Engelbert is sitting there acting like everything's fine. Let's talk about the officiating fiasco that led to this moment. According to kinesiologist Dr. Lucas C. Players have suffered 141 injuries since opening day. There are barely 179 active players in the league, and teams played just 44 games apiece. And simply ridiculous math, and should have Engelberg demanding quick modifications.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
And finally, they call. The officiating has been so awful that WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo shouted out referees during a game, saying, "There's a grab. There's a hold. There's another grab." I mean, all of those are fouls. Every single one of them. And then here, that's a foul. That's foul. As Clark was being continuously fouled without cause, when luminaries of the game are publicly ripping out officials on live television, that's not just terrible officiating. That's a systematic failure. Clark's own coach has been obliged to continually call out the officiating fiasco. Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White attacked WNBA referees, saying, "I thought she got fouled."
Who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin.
And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark. The most scathing condemnation of the officiating came after the Connecticut Sun game, where Clark was constantly attacked. White remarked, "Everybody's getting better except the officials," after a multi-minute diatribe that called out Tuesday's refs for losing control of the game and attacked the league, and officials as a whole for failing to improve.
And the game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we gotta find a way to remedy it. I mean, you've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what the answer is.
Engelbert's response to these officiating issues has been utterly awful. When questioned about officiating concerns, Engelbert replied, "I do find it odd when you sit in the position I sit in that no winning team ever complains about officiating. No losing team ever complain about officiating. That's not leadership. That's dismissive arrogance from someone who clearly doesn't grasp the problem." The business repercussions of Engelberg's mistakes are startling. In 2024, the WNBA saw 23 games surpass 7 figures in viewership, and Clark was part of all but 3 of those games. On the list of most viewed WNBA games this season, you have to go down to number 15 to locate the first game without the Fever. Clark is practically carrying the entire league's viewership, and Engelbert can't even defend her from getting injured. The revenue impact is as huge. ESPN experienced a 170% rise in WNBA TV ratings, with viewership growing from 454,000 to over 1.2 million average viewers in 2024. ION earned a 133% TV ratings improvement from 2023. This is all due to Clark and Engelbert's unwillingness to protect her, which is compromising hundreds of millions of dollars in future earnings. The pattern of missed calls and risky play has been going on all season. Tuesday's game between the Fever and Sun culminated with 5 technicals, 3 players removed, 2 flagrant fouls, and 1 massive mess. Yet, authorities failed to regulate the game from the beginning.
That you guys as an organization are doing, you know, you're speaking out at this point, but anything more that you are doing or you hope to do to engage in the league and addressing these issues with the officiating that you've been very vocal with?
No, I mean, I think every year when we have our league meetings in the fall and in the spring, we say the same thing over and over and over. And nothing has.
Wasn't one horrible sequence? This was officials absolutely losing control because they've been permitted to operate without norms. The betting market shows the real story of Clark's impact. Sports betting on Indiana Fever games witnessed a near 50% decline within a week of Clark being hurt, with nearly 50% of betting action decreasing compared to games Clark participated in. When betting markets rapidly react to one player's absence, that illustrates precisely how much revenue the league loses when Clark isn't playing. Silver's reservations about the WNBA's treatment of Clark go beyond merely player safety. Silver has acknowledged that the focus on Clark is very positive for women's basketball, but has also expressed worries about how she's being treated. When the NBA commissioner is publicly voicing concerns about WNBA player treatment, that's diplomatic. Code for, solve this situation before we have to interfere. The systematic officiating concerns stretch far beyond merely Clark. Kelsey Plum lost it in a nasty rage after being constantly roughed up, screaming, "I get fouled like that on every play." There are many shots where they're just coming out and just swinging, and they just don't call anything. This is occurring to numerous outstanding players, not just Clark. Engelbert's reluctance to address these concerns is particularly devastating. Given the league's expansion, players and coaches believe games are called inconsistently, with what's considered a foul on one end not necessarily called on the other. And what defines a foul in the first quarter isn't the same in the fourth. That's not competitive basketball, that's pandemonium masquerading as professional athletics. The All-Star Game timing makes this issue much more terrible. Clark's visage is featured all across the city of Indianapolis this week. From the airport to the stadium to the side of hotels, with the city hosting the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game, but she can't play because of injury difficulties. Engelbert's blunders have put the entire WNBA in peril. Officials can't protect Clark. Viewership crashes without her. And now she's missing their biggest weekend. Silver's warnings aren't ideas, they're ultimatums. Fix the officiating, protect your stars, or watch everything crumble. The WNBA better listen. Like and subscribe for more truth.